Hello, my name is Aaron, and today I'm here to go over how to use the Drip Genius liners. Now this part is already put together when you open them from our package. It's a secondary filter and snap-on drain flange, and secondary filters in there, and this is snapped on. Take these out of the package, so just make sure that this is snapped in really well, just to make sure that there's not gonna develop a little drip-like leak. So after you've ensured this is all snapped down, and put it over the top and just push it straight down, just till it seats on the back there. It doesn't take a whole lot of pressure. Install it into your cocoa liner. These will fit up to 18 inches and anything down. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to poke a hole directly above where the bottom meets the side. So on this location right here, I'm looking right here is where I want to make my hole. Kind of work that through, just kind of wall it out a little bit. Well, now it's ready for your drain tube. Now this location is really critical because it does determine what your drain tube angle is going to be. Just kind of take it through that hole that you just made. Drain flange reaches the center of the basket. So you open up your liner, and just lay it out as best you can. Trying to get the folds. Now when you're done with this step, your liner should be laid out, your drain tube should be sticking out directly above where the side meets the bottom, and your drain flange should be on its side and centered in the center of the basket. If you're not using gravel, you go ahead and get your primary filter, lay it over the top, just laying it right in the center of that. And once you have some soil there, what you want to do is you want to kind of push it down and work the folds out of that filter. As it's wanting to bend up the sides, there's going to be folds. Try to work those so that it's sitting up flat up against the plastic liner. Just as best as you can. I mean, again, it's not that critical. Just try to get it done. Just try to get it as best you can. Well, once you've gotten through that step, well, for water sensitive plants, or if you're using an automated drip system, which we do here at Drip Genius headquarters, I recommend putting down a layer of pea gravel first. And that's what the secondary filter is designed for, to keep any gravel or anything from getting in there to plug the discharge drain tube. So I'm going to lay this level of gravel down. Not a whole lot. All right, now that the gravel's down, now this is going to, so as the water drains out of here, there's going to be residual water left in this gravel. We've raised the level of the gravel up higher to be above that residual water, and now we're going to lay our primary filter in. Just kind of, you just try to lay this out as best you can. It's not really critical on making everything perfect. You just want to try to get everything pushing up against the sides. If a little bit of dirt makes it past there, it's not going to hurt anything. So now I'll go with my potting soil. Start off with some right in the center. And I'm going to use that to kind of position my primary filter. Okay, we've added our soil. Now we're going to just kind of flatten that out, working it towards the sides of the basket, and in doing so, we're flattening out all the folds in the primary filter, trying to get it so that it lays up flat against the sides of the plastic liner. As the plant goes in and the extra weight goes on, it'll push everything down and flatten. So at this point, it's done, and now we're ready to add our plant. At this point, you have an option. You can go ahead and you can plant your plant right now, and once the plant is planted, you can go around the top of this and trim off the excess. At this point, we like to go ahead and trim it up, and we like to leave extra, and we're going to fold that under. So when reuse these again next season. We plant another plant or whatever, we just have more liner to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically just tuck and fold all the way around. If you're doing something like a fern, or most hanging baskets, they're going to grow over the side, and it's going to be a very short period of time before any of this plastic is visible. Now, if you are real particular about it, you can have it folded down below the cocoa butter so you don't see it at all. But what I will say is when it comes time to add your plant, it is important that you leave space from the top edge of this liner and your plastic film and the top of the plant so that the water has room to, when you water it, it has room to spread out and percolate through the soil before running over the sides. And if you're using a good potting soil, it runs through super, super fast. So as long as you leave yourself a little bit of space, there shouldn't be any issues there. Press down this primary filter just a little bit and the soil on top of it. And now we're ready to add our plant. It's a little early in the season. We just picked these up from our local nursery yesterday. I'm going to take some of this soil off of the fern to shorten it up. And this is primarily to ensure that I have lots of room between the top of the soil, the top of my plant, and the top of the cocoa nut. Alright, I believe we're good. Lay that in, center it up in the pot, and add additional soil. Now it's ready to hang in water. Well, we've planted our plant and we have attached our lanyard. We like to tie it up here on the basket, and we've attached it to our plug. And this way when you're not using it, you can just kind of throw it up here and it's there for you for the next time. Hope that you guys hang on to these things because these actually really let you do some pretty cool things. And one of them I'm about to show you right now is how to flood drain. Go ahead and insert your plug. As you see it, I like to give it just a little twist, and she really locks on good. It really, really makes a really good seal. So now that's sealed up, I'm going to water this plant for the first time. And once you play with your plants a little bit, you'll realize how much water specifically it'll take, so you don't have to worry about overfilling the top. But basically what we've just done right here is we've turned this whole hanging basket into a bowl, and all that water that we just put in here is all that water level just came up in here, and what that's doing is it's totally saturating all the soil, and it's also evacuating all the air out, and so that when we do go to drain it, it's going to suck nice fresh oxygenated air back into the roots. You know, the leaves need carbon dioxide, but the roots actually need oxygen, and this is about the best way to get it down there to them. It just fill the whole thing up with water, release that plug, and it just sucks nice fresh air right to the bottom. And it sat for a minute. See, some of the water made it out, but it's basically kind of airlocked in here, and that's the reason for that. So basically, she's running. And that's all there is to it. Now,